Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Chase here once again, bringing you another political video. And today we're going to be talking about another thing that needs to change in Washington or in America in order for things to work and get done. We're going to talk about listening to other people's opinions rather than just saying no or GTFO. So we're going to talk a little bit about Andrew Cuomo and then go over what he said. So we'll be back after the intro. So for those of you that don't know, Andrew Cuomo is the governor of the great state of New York, which I think is probably one of the more highly populated states besides California. Actually, it is. I don't know why I said maybe. Anyways, so it's a pretty big metropolis, as we all know. New York, you know, the big city, the flashing lights, New York, you know, Alicia Keys and all that stuff. Sorry about that. So it's kind of a big deal in that state when, I mean, it's a big political state, and there's a lot of big revenue that comes out of that state, mostly from New York, and there's a lot of big corporations that are based there. So it was interesting when Andrew Cuomo, right? Andrew Cuomo? Yeah, anyways, when Governor Cuomo made these remarks.
Their problem is not me and the Democrats. Their problem is themselves. Who are they? Are they these extreme conservatives who are right to life, pro-assault weapon, anti-gay? Is that who they are? Because if that's who they are, and if they are the extreme conservatives, they have no place in the state of New York.
So according to Cuomo, if you are not a moderate or a liberal, you're not allowed in the state of New York. Because everyone knows that in politics, especially in American politics, opposing ideas, you know, they get nothing done. You know, if people are like, yo, I want to build this over here, somebody's like, yo, but it'd be cheaper to build it over here, you know, but the unions have to work over here or whatnot, you know, nobody wins, right? Nobody ever gets done. It would just be so much better if we would just all work together in peace and harmony, and we just stay with the status quo of the powerful people or of Washington, and not try to get in anybody's way. That'd be so much better, right? Well, as I've been looking a little more into the idea that Cuomo has about making people or not accepting people that oppose his opinions into his state, you know, I was kind of just looking around, and I came across an interview that Beck had with Fox News, and he kind of put it interestingly because he was saying, you know, the same type of idea when it comes to the right-wing conservatives who say, you know, they want certain things like lower taxes, less regulation, you know, all those types of stupid things. If we were to listen to them and give them the time of day, then maybe something would actually be worthwhile. And if we tried that, it would work. Because, I don't know if you know this, but especially because it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day when he said this, or it was the day after at least, you know, if there was no pushback by Martin Luther King to get blacks' rights, then we would be still in a white supremacist country, well, probably, and nothing would have been different from the 1950s and 60s. So the idea that we need to be kicking people out of places because they aren't, you know, they don't think the same way we do is absurd, because not only do those people bring you revenue, do those people vote, do those people stay active politically, but they also make people have different ideas. And it's always better to have different ideas thrown out there so that you can make the best possible outcome. Because here's what needs to change. If we want to get anything done in Washington, we need to stop arguing with each other, and we need to start doing what this book calls argumentativeness. Yeah, that's a word. And basically the concept behind that is something that I've been learning in my argumentation class, which is a class that I study at Reed College. And it's basically a debate class, okay? And so this is kind of what it says about argumentativeness. It's kind of a hard word to say, especially if you have very little skill at speaking like I do. However, argumentation does involve does inherently involve a willingness to express your ideas, provide support for them, and allow others to respond in ways that are often in disagreement with you. And engaging in argumentation requires you to consider others' disagreements and say what you do or do not find them worthy of your adherence. Why you do not find them worthy of your adherence. And let's look at Washington right now. When people argue, they're not being argumentative. They're just arguing, and they're just being straight up stubborn, and they're not listening and interacting with each other's ideas, so nothing gets done. So if we want to get something done, we have to switch the terminology and not make it arguing and make it argumentative, because the more we argue correctly, which is listening to other people's ideas, incorporating them into your own, and putting them together, the more you'll get done and compromise will actually be made. Because in any relationship, whether it be husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, government, two different parties, it all has to do with compromise. And we don't need to compromise on our strongest beliefs, but when it comes to like the budget and stuff, I think we can compromise on something that actually works and that actually is feasible for future rather than just what we want right now. So for those of you that may or may not be in the great state of New York that heard Cuomo's jab at you if you believe in the things that he doesn't, like right to life, not banning gay marriage, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, assault weapons. Oh, if you like your guns, if you like your Second Amendment, then you better get the heck out of New York and go to a state that actually appreciates you, like Texas or Florida. Those states that actually make the country work, not that make the world work. Because think about it, and I was looking at a map. It's kind of funny because all the hard-working, grinding, farmers, the people that keep things alive in America, and people keep things alive around the world, those that drill for oil and all that stuff, they're all in the middle of the country, like from Texas to North Dakota, and then they're in the Central Valley, which is where I'm from, in California, and they're kind of lower down towards Florida, in those areas. And those are the harder working people that actually, grit and grind every day in order to make a living. And then all the people that, are the smart intellectuals, they all border the coastlines, in New York and California, LA and San Francisco, up to Seattle and all that stuff. All those people that, just do their fancy office jobs and their banking, those people that do whatever their heart desires, seem to be running the country. So if you're in one of those places that is just like, man, I don't want to be in a liberal state anymore, then just go move down south or move into the middle. Everybody needs to congregate in the middle and then just push everybody out. Or unless you're a liberal, then you're just like, yeah, get out of here, and then we have more power, mwahaha, we can do whatever we want. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this video up here. That was a weird little ending. However, I hope you guys enjoyed the little putting the clip in there. If you guys want, there will be a link in the description to the actual clip where I got it from. That way I don't get all in trouble for using it. I just wanted to put that in there so you guys knew what I was talking about, rather than me trying to explain it to you, because it makes it a little more interesting. I'm going to be doing that for the rest of the videos here. I've got an interesting video on a gun thing that I found very entertaining that I'm sure most of you have seen, but I'm a little behind the curve because I wasn't exactly focused because school started last week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and favorite. Always do appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you later.